Welcome to Thoughts and Treasures. My name's Connie and this is my craft room. Welcome in. First, I want to say if you guys are new to watching me, thank you for being here. But also, if this is something that you want to see more of, make sure that you hit that subscribe button or the follow button so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that I put out there. I usually do about 4 per week, and they're all crafting from wood kits to decoupaging to, all different things. So if it's something that you're interested in, make sure you hit that follow button and come follow along and be part of our family here. We'd love to have you. So tonight I've got this little stacked pumpkin. It is just a little shelf sitter, great for tier trays, great for the fall season, Thanksgiving season, because it does say thankful on it. So pumpkins are well into our Thanksgiving season too, so they're not just for the fall time. Well, Thanksgiving is in fall, so technically, but you know what I'm talking about. So I do want to say first, with all of my kits, not all, but some of my kits do come in 1/8 inch and a 1/4 inch. So you want to be mindful that when you do the 1/4 inch, that it does have masking on it. Masking is simply just tape that is put on for our laser protection. And with the thinner wood, it is not such a heavy laser going. It's not as good Lord, I can't talk. It is not a slow and more precise thing. It's very thinner because of the wood, so it's not as bad, and you don't get as much crazy tarring and all that. So with that being said, the kits do come with a masking on them, and you just have to simply remove. It is on all the 1/4 inch. You can tell if you're not sure if it's on there. When you paint it, you're going to find out, and then you'll just have to repaint. It's not a big issue, but we're just going to pull all these pieces off. So now, like, this piece is done with scoring. That means it's just pretty much the laser has made cut marks in there. They're not very deep. They're just more for placement or for decorative images, and you'll see. So like in the leaf, that is more of a decorative. These pieces are mainly for your placement. Okay, so like all of these pieces, and since this is a chunky sitter, there are several pieces. The middle piece you don't have to worry about doing a thing to because you're not going to see it. The back you're not going to have to worry about, or the back piece you're not going to have to worry about, except for the back. So I am going to paint the back of it, but I'm just going to pull all of these off first. These are really cute to put in your dough bowls. They're great for tier trays, just maybe even just sitting next to your floral arrangements. I mean, there's so many ideas you can do with these. I am going to use, well, we're going to do our thankful in white. Actually, I might use like a plaster cover. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, I'm just going to do white. We'll just do white. But we're going to do our pumpkin pieces all in orange. And like I said, I'm not going to do anything with this piece. However, with the front piece, you are going to see the in-between parts. So I'm going to paint those, and we're going to do our stem, obviously. So I want to make sure that I don't get that and the leaf. But the back piece, I'm mainly just going to worry about the back. So I'm going to use, what best color to use is pumpkin. Pumpkin by Waverly. Let's see if I can get it open. It's been a while since I used it. Yeah, not too bad. Sometimes with this. So I'm going to paint all of these pieces in our pumpkin. Now this is the back, and this is why I say sometimes with the back color, you're going to get that flashback, and it's okay. But I'm just going to do the whole back one solid color. I'm not going to bring the leaf into it. I'm not going to bring the stem into it. I'm just going to completely do it one color. And I did flip it, so we're doing the opposite. We're not doing the inside of it. We're doing the back side. And I'm going to do a couple coats of this on the back so that I can see if I can hide some of these laser marks. So we'll be right in between. And then we're going to put another coat on. And try one more coat, and if not, I'm going to worry about it. I think it's fairly good. So this is a rather quick and easy shelf sitter. It really is a cute little thing. Great ideas for it, and you know, fall is just an amazing time of the year to decorate for. Nothing says fall like our pumpkins. And I think that's good, and I'm not even going to dry it. I'm just going to let it sit on its own for now. Put that over there, and then I'm going to do the front. Well, let's do these pieces first. We're just going to do these pieces up. It's just simple pumpkin on all these pieces. And we're just going to see if we need to do multiple coats or not. The back was mainly because I was trying to cover up those flashback marks. Usually I like to use black on the back of things, and you could. You very well could. But I didn't. And we're going to let those pieces dry. Let that piece dry. Now I do want to be mindful, I do not want to paint the stem or the leaf. So when I do this, and I'm not worried about the score marks on this, we're just going to paint around. But when I get to that, I'm going to actually use a smaller brush, because I do not want to get any of the paint on the green for the stem or the, I don't know if I want to use, maybe I'll use nutmeg. I don't know if I'm going to use truffle or nutmeg. And again, a lot of this front is going to be covered with these pieces just to give it a more dimensional look. So if you guys are new to me, welcome in. Thanks for being here, and you know, you can go to my website for more tutorials and different projects that I have done. My website is not set up as a shopping site. It is more of a blog site, so you can definitely watch different tutorials. However, if there's something that you are interested in, it probably is a kit. So, you know, it could be vinyl, it could be decoupage paper. So, you know, I can definitely work with you with all of those items. I'm just going to take a detailing brush here and get in here so I don't get through the leaf. Over here. Mainly concerned about the green part. I did get a little bit over here, but that's okay. But yeah, you can check out my website. It has lots of information on there. Love the color, love it. And I'm going to dry these real quick and see if I do need to give them another coat. It doesn't look like I'm going to have to. So again, it's sausagehunters.com. And it'll just show you the project, and it will take you to a link to watch the video. Best way and easiest way to find me. Just subscribe here so the guys won't know it either. I'll let that dry a little bit more on its own before and now I'm gonna add in there. Let's close our pumpkin up, and I've got the rest of the pieces before we glue it together. But I'm gonna take, this is just Christmas green. You can use any green you want. If you want it to be a lighter green, you could use that too. But I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Christmas green and a little small brush. I love these little small brushes. Cannot lie to you. And we're just going to simply paint our little leaf. Christmas green is a very pretty green. I think it works well with leaves. Perfect for our little pumpkin. And then I'm going to simply do, I think I'm going to, let's just use nutmeg. Why not? It's here. Let's use some nutmeg brown. We don't need a dark stem. And again, I'm going to use a detailing brush just because. And then if I don't like this, then we can always change it. I'm thinking it might be too light. And I think I want it a little bit darker. But I'm just going to finish painting this layer and we'll paint over it. I think I'm going to go with the burnt umber. Yeah. No, I actually like that. See, you know, sometimes you just got to see the whole thing put together. Oh, I think I like that. I think that's perfect. I think that works. I was thinking it was way too light, but no, I kind of like that. Alright, that's good. That will work. Alright, now let's get all these pieces. Now let's actually put that to the side. Let's get our, and I'm going to dabby this. I'm going to use. Everything's falling. I'm going to actually use this little dabby thing because we're going to paint this. I have a piece of tape here. I'm actually just going to use yellow. It's going to be our sunflower. This is more like a, I don't have any like a golden yellow, so we're just going to go with this. So you want to load on, load off, and then just dab. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I want those little score marks to be visible. I don't want to paint in them. I don't want paint to get into them. And this is the way to do it. You can use little makeup sponges. These are hard to clean. They do get tint. I mean, mine has kind of seen better days, but it works still. I think that's good. Let's lay that there a minute. Now, I think I'm just gonna leave this the way it is. You can paint it if you want to, but I think I'm just gonna use that side. So here's the original side. Now why don't we just do it? Let's just do it. And so you could flip it over and it just has that darkness to it, but let's use the original side. Let's see. Let's just use some of this nutmeg brown. And then I'm going to get all the pieces done. Pieces dried. So there we go. Let's just do that. Perfect. Now let's get make sure all our pieces are dry so we can glue it together. Oh, we're going to do our thing for that. Hold on. We got one last. Let's get it together and then I'll paint the thankful. It's okay. So I do like to take my little sander. This is the back piece. I just like to make sure you use the smooth side because we're not sanding off, we're just sanding the paint fibers down. That way the glue adheres nicely and the pieces go on nicely. So we're just making it smooth. That's all you're doing. You're not, and then the top just to give it that finished look. Because we're going to glue things to that too. So our front piece, our back piece, and our middle piece. This is exactly how it's going to go together. Just like that. So I have a brand new, finally used up my other one. So I'm going to make sure that I just snip off just a tiny bit. And we are going to glue, 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 glue. Let's start with the two back pieces. I want to make sure I get glue on all around the rim, the edge, and then blah, 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 blah. Now, if it comes out, don't fret. Don't make a big thing about it. It's okay. You just want to get this put together, evened up. Make sure you take your time, even it up. If it squirts out the side, it's okay. It's okie dokie. Can always take just a baby wipe. I like to make sure, I'd rather have it come out. That way I know the glue is getting right to the edge. And you're not going to have lift up in any way, shape, or form. So, just like that. Now you can also, did I put them away? Not sure. If you want to give it a few seconds to set up, I always recommend doing that just because, you know, a little bit of everything. You can just simply put your little clippies on here. Just give it a few seconds. So there's our back portion. Just make sure that everything stays even. We're good. Just give it a couple seconds or two. Obviously we can't put anything on the front, but we could go ahead and glue this on. So with this, I'm actually going to put a little glue on the table. I'm going to use one of these little makeup brushes. And we're just going to dab, 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 dab around. And get our sunflower on. Let that set up. Now while that's doing it, you know what I could do is I'm gonna paint this little guy. Or thankful, since we're not doing anything. And I'm gonna get another one of those little doodads, and we're gonna use some white. We're just going to dab, dab, dab. Remember, less is always more. If you don't want the paint to get down to the sides, just put a little bit on, dab it off, and then just keep reapplying. So it usually takes about 2 coats to do anything white. The first coat always, always, always gets sucked in. I'm going to give this a dry. And we're going to go back with a second coat. Perfect. You got it to dry. And then we can set this to the side and go back to our little pumpkin. All right, let's bring our pumpkin back over. Good. We'll do the same thing over here. Oops, that's okay. We'll fix it. And then put a bunch in the middle. And then we're going to do the same thing. I like to sit them up so you can get them even. Again, don't worry if it comes squeezing out, it's fine. It's just glue. Now you can always take your clippy again. You want to make sure that everything is straight. The nice thing about wood glue, you can definitely maneuver it around until you get what you need before it completely sets up. Just play with it because you want to get these nice and even. Take your time with it. I'm just going to give this a second to set up. Good. All right, so there we got our little pumpkin. Like I said, I'm just making sure things are even. Now this will dry clear, so don't make a big issue of it. Just gonna give that a few seconds to set up. And look, if it ever comes to the point where you feel like there's white or, you're seeing, you want to see nice black line, you can go back with your acrylic marker or paint, black paint, anything you want to get rid of that. But I think we're good. And like I said, you're going to see a little bit of that glue, but that's fine. So while this is sitting here, nope, I can't do it. Let's just give that a few seconds. But we're going to put these, well, let's see, nope, I can't do that either. We're going to put these pieces on like so. Get rid of this glue. These pieces are going to go on like so. And then our flower and our thankful. It's going to be that simple. So we're going to just let this sit for a second. Because once I put these pieces on there, I'm not going to have enough spring in this thing. Good, actually. Alright, so let's get these pieces on. Now these pieces don't need as much glue. You don't have to get carried away with the glue on these. Just gonna put them on here in our line. So the score marks are there for just that placement. Trying to get that straight. So it's even. There we go. All right. So sometimes you really got to play with the placement. Make sure things are even, because if they're not even, they're not going to sit nicely. And then we're going to put this one. Right. Tear. All right, next we're going to put our flower on. And we're going to put our flower right, let's just say about there. Yeah, about there. Now see, I am going to paint the back of this real quick. And the reason I'm going to paint the back of it is because you're going to see part of it from behind. And I don't want you to see the wood. So I'm just going to give this a coat of the nutmeg and try not to get any on the front. Dry this real quick. Now, if you don't care to see the wood, that's fine. But I want it to be nice. So, to me, painting the back of anything that you're going to see, just gives it a finished look. Now, when I put this on here, the part that, now again, were you going to see the whole thing? Absolutely not, but I wasn't sure what you were going to see. So let's just put that right there. And then let's get our thankful. And I'm going to just dab some on. I'm just going to put that like right there. And I'm just going to brush some of this on. Again, you don't need a lot. You don't need to put it all over. Just getting it on some of the and there we go. Our little shelf sitter. Cute, great for dough bowls, great for your tier tray, and there's just so many options for this. Just sit it on your table, sit it on your desk, sit it anywhere. But this is what I have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, if you want more information on this, or you want to see more videos like this, please make sure you hit the subscribe button or follow button so you are notified when I go live. Not when I go live, when I upload more videos. If you want to be notified when I go live, please join my channel. That will let you know, or my Telegram. So remember, thoughts become things, things become treasures, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.